Okay, before the Vince talk that you're about to watch, I just have to really say this. This is skateboarding related, but it's kind of like something just to start off first. Skateboarding related, but also Christian related. I follow up, the Bakers, Baker Boys, pretty much. Wow, if you know, you know. It's like I think Andrew Reynolds. People mostly know him. But Antoine Dixon, I saw his out there on Trasher, and he still got this, good tricks. And for many people, favorite skateboarder. I always been fan mostly of anyone from Almas or Element, the Chad Muska, Day One Song, and all that. Those are my favorite skateboarders. Okay, and I'm getting back to skateboarding, but also Antoine Dixon. I saw something that I never thought I felt in my spirit. I'm like walking around. I'm like just mumbling to myself, and I just couldn't believe it. When he was reading the book, I was like, okay, I don't see a Bible, but he's reading something, and it said something there, spirit, and I was like looking into it. I paused where the video stopped, and it's like, is Antoine a Christian? I was like, he is. No way. And then he starts to he sees later on get baptized and talking about rehab and talking about being sober, getting out of jail because he was in jail for some crazy stuff. And yeah, this is just, I don't know, this is lifted up my faith. It just lifted up my faith, just like beyond. And I just couldn't get over the fact that, man, there's a rejuvenance and vitalize, just the revitalize, whatever the word is in English, that when it comes down to skateboarding, I pretty much been seeing that mostly in Jamie Thomas and also, Ryan Sheckler. But for Antoine, like, this is just, I don't know, it's something big. If there's any sense of that I felt through, like, somewhat of the demonic manner, is skateboarding. I just feel like it needs Christ more than anything else. And this just proves it. I don't know, it's crazy. I probably shouldn't be surprised of what God can do, but what he can do, he can make anything possible through Christ. And that's the way that, you should live. I feel like when I saw that out there from Trasher Skateboards of Antoine Dixon's, you know, life, I never thought it would be Christ-like, you know? Just immediately, I'm like, yo, I'm getting an FTP t-shirt. He's making these merch, FTP hoodies and t-shirts. I need that. But anyways, yeah, this this lifted up my faith. I needed that. I needed that. Any sense of the spirit, man, God's good. Enjoy the car. Enjoy the Vince talk. Yeah. What's up, guys? Vince Brady here. I feel like I'm gonna get a ring. I don't know, a doorbell of some sorts. My neighbors asking me to help with something, and hopefully they forgot about it. Or maybe they're at work while I work at home. Hallelujah. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I had my doctor's appointment, didn't go well. Then they kind of like, oh, we're going to do another reading. Of course. Of course. I don't expect things to go well with doctor appointments. I'm biggity back. And also my heart rate. I feel like stuff like this is too personal to talk about. So let's get into the fun stuff. Also, reminder, Mother's Day is coming soon. You know I'm about to buy something big for my mom, okay? Come on. Love your mom. Buy her something. It's the count that matters, That's pretty much like, just be there for them before they're gone, I feel like that's important. Also, yeah, let's get into it. I still been enjoying my new PC. I've been gaming like crazy. I actually just got done transferring a bunch of data from the old PC. And let me tell you, the old PC is crap. But it had a firmware update. I don't know what that means. I don't know. It's like almost like the sign of the times of my old laptop. It's like dying, and I feel like, the firmware just wiped it out completely, which thank goodness, because before that, I got all the saves for my older games from that old PC, so I don't have to worry about really going back to that old PC. I mean, there is a few things that I needed from the old PC for sure. I mean, it's gonna be a while till I actually get rid of the old Dell, and then move on to my new HP Victus, which I've been gaming hard. I've been going in and out, and especially with the emulators. Like, yeah, I'm back at it. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. And I guess the only thing I can really think of is like, man, I just want to go home and game. That's pretty much me. But here we are for a new Vince Talk for the new month, and apparently it's still cold. Well, sort of. It's summer is slowly creeping, just slowly. It's taking its time on the elevator and rising up into our floor. Once it reaches our floor, it basically all of us start to melt. Oh, there it is. I have weird analogies. I don't know why, but yeah, I have stuff wrote down on my Vince Talk, and I might as well do it before I eat. I'm hungry. But yeah, I guess let's fast while doing a podcast at the same time. I mean, I feel like I might have some other stuff added because there could be updates here and there. But yeah, some other stuff probably later on. I'm not sure. I know for a fact when it comes to that Star Fox Direct, I haven't really actually watched it. So you never know when I come back and be like, guys, there's something I miss. I don't know. Some stuff in the beginning is something that I have no freaking idea. That's for sure. But let's get into the news. The hantavirus. What the frick? I mean, hopefully I'm okay saying the hantavirus, because I remember a time during 2020 when we tried to say COVID and then a lot of our videos get struck down. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about I don't want my channel struck down, but I also don't have to worry about demonetization because I don't get freaking paid at all in this channel. I have never gotten paid, so I don't have to worry about it. And there's YouTubers that are struggling right now. YouTube's being weird. They always have been. They've never been trustworthy with with the amount of responsibility that YouTube has with all the people using YouTube and making channels and stuff like that. And I just wish that people would stop trying to make videos of hey, so are you starting your YouTube channel, or here's what, I'll just be the first person to tell you, just give it up. Just get a job. That's what I did. How you think I got this new laptop and me rambling about it? Because I didn't focus on YouTube. I guarantee working for Webtoon wouldn't get me there at all. I could tell you that much. And also, I pretty much still want to make videos, but it's all due to the fact and because that I enjoy making content and flexing on y'all. I just enjoy rambling ooh, look what I have here. Look at these expensive things and make a video of it because I don't care. I really don't. Is there any validation for that? No, because I have nobody commenting any of my videos. But still, here I am, still making videos. I'm still working on stuff. I want to do collabs. I want to be part of side scrollers or something. That's something that of a dream. Maybe be part of other channels. I almost said Kind of Funny. I'd still do. That would be awesome. I don't know, because Kind of Funny is just the closest to me. I just want to. I've been really thinking and brainstorming of just okay, what's a place where I can record that I'm okay with? Because right now it's really been hard to record in my house when you live with your parents. It's just, you don't have time for yourself anymore, and they're usually here 24/7. So the only time that I ever it would just be I'll be into a game that I'm really into. And there is a bunch of games that I've been playing, but I kind of want to have time to record myself playing them. And that has not been easy. Having my own place is kind of the biggest purchase that I could ever really get out there as of right now in my life. But yeah, it just seems I don't know. When is that going to happen? Anyways, back to the hantavirus. Yep. This hantavirus for sure is not looking good. It's from a cruise from what I heard. And this hantavirus is, it's pretty much going to be, it's a big spread, I heard. But also people, here's the thing. It's from a cruise and people are saying, yeah, just because there's no vaccine for it, which is also terrifying. And I don't even know where this freaking cruise is. It better not be in my freaking coast, in the Pacific coast. That's for damn sure. Hopefully it's like somewhere, I don't know. I feel like it could be down. Actually, you know what? Let's look it up. I'm on my phone anyway. So if we can go, really see the location and where this freaking, area is. It's in the Canary Islands and close to Espanol. So get F, colonizers. I'm kidding. I'm Filipino, if you get the joke. But or Mexican. But yeah, it's like there in the like close to Europe. Damn, that's the suck. Like that cruise ship. The thing is like, what's really gonna happen? Also, is there gonna be a documentary like what they made with that? What is it called? The Poop Cruise documentary that I personally enjoyed. I love that documentary. And I wonder if they're gonna do the same for this. I mean, shoot, that would be cool too. I mean, listen, all I can say is that, prayers. That's all you can do. You can just only pray that, these people would be safe and healed. Only God can heal us, for sure. Speaking of God's people, that's right. They're trusting God's people, the Christians, to talk to the aliens. There's this whole talk. Yeah, forget about the other, like what, COVID freaking 2.0. Yeah, let's just worry about aliens. Huh? Oh, like as if there's, like for crying out loud. Just for crying out loud. Like we got to worry about aliens now? Yeah, forget about the grocery prices, but forget about living. Gosh, I feel bad for people of this particular month. This is the graduation month. I always keep thinking, because of the amount of schools surrounding me and stuff like that, and also my niece and nephews, like, a lot of my cousins. I have a big family, and I wouldn't be surprised that all of them are graduating at the same time right now from high school or something. They used to be little babies, and now they freaking big, and look at them. They got like a degree to go to college and Berkeley, and I'm looking at them like, don't do it, kid. Okay, don't waste your money. Anyways, like it would suck for them realizing that they're living in a time of just like the moment they graduate or the moment that life is starting, that life is gonna get hard. You see these prices, you see the freaking aliens coming down, you see this freaking earthquake going up, you see this freaking like HantaWHAT. What else is new? We're really surviving. And now we got a freaking moon launch because we went to space. Is that why the aliens coming in? The aliens coming in like, hey, we saw you coming around the moon and mooning on our moon. Well, guess what? That's our moon. And I'm like, nuh-uh. First off, aliens, we won this galaxy. We run this galaxy. God sent his own people to actually over here on Earth. So what you about to do, aliens? I'm just making a whole skit here. What am I doing? It's like, yes, the aliens, I don't know what this is. I heard about it. And I guess it's from Trump. And I think it's from the orange man saying like, hey, I don't know who to trust to actually talk to the aliens, so I guess let's just leave it to the Christians. Which I'm like, yes, suck it, Scientology. But, as well as, I don't even know, like, how would we talk to them? I guess the best thing that could ever come from this is that, it's the smartest choice. The smartest thing that you can do is trust God's people with the aliens, the Christians, the people that, follow their faith, and the people of faith that actually can see this true. Because when things are terrifying, that's what we can do. I feel like that's what it is. We're opening the gates here to an alienic, hyper hybrid world. Actually, I do not want to see that. I do not want to see hybrids of freaking aliens in us. I don't even know if they're different from us. I don't know. I mean, I saw these pictures in Mars and from the rovers chilling up there in Mars, drinking Mars teenies. See what I did there? But and they're just like looking around, taking selfies. Ooh, I'm here with, other rover from Russia. Oh, I'm here with this other rover from China. And they're just chilling all together up there in Mars. And Lord knows what is going on up there in Mars, if there's actually people in there or not. We don't freaking know. We haven't sent a soul in Mars. We sent robots, but we have never sent a soul, okay? I can tell you that much. And I guess soul to soul, hopefully these aliens have souls and that they're not demons. I hope to God. I hope everything goes well. I think we're trusting in God in this, crazy time right now during Judgment Day. It's a scary time, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not sexy. It's not demure. But anyways, I guess we have more in store here because what else is new? I mean, speaking of aliens, the Met Gala just the Met Gala just happened, and it's a thing. It's still a thing. And man, first off, $100,000 for a freaking ticket to the gala. Who? And whoever's getting there free, oh my goodness, it better be more with the gala. That's for damn sure. I don't even know what I'm saying there. But the Met Gala, I don't know. I look at these costumes. First off, Cardi B, what the hell are you wearing? And also, yes, of course they have to have Sam Smith there. Of course. I hope he comes to Christ. That person needs Jesus. Golly. Yeah. And also, Emma Chamberlain, I guess you're still doing it. I don't know. I mean, I thought she was just lounging and has nothing better to do or something like that. I don't even know what goes into her head half the time. I'm very curious about her podcast. That's all I can say. But yeah, the Met Gala. What's with, yeah. It's still a thing. Still a thing. There was also like this crazy protest or something that happened in the Met Gala, which is funny because the Met Gala has a bunch of stuff that is symbolizing for the protests, but yeah, people still protest in the Met Gala because it's a place for freaking millionaires. Gosh, how can you? I never understand big companies when they're fighting the cause, and there's big companies for sure supporting the Met Gala, for sure. And they just like, oh, we stand for Black Lives Matter, we stand for LGBT rights and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, shoot, I don't think the other people know it because they also like deceive, the big companies as well. Because I don't freaking know. Like it's the moment that it'll be like the first day that they're for the BLM, and the next day people found out they support Israel or something, and boom, more conflict. It's like, what do you expect? These are companies. These are people in the companies. But you can't really, can I just be real? When it comes to a company, look, for example, Target. Yes, Target with all LGBT stuff is questionable. If you know, you know. But for me, I kind of don't care. I don't care because if I needed a new garbage, if I needed some new clothes, if I needed like a new controller or something like that, where do I go? Target. Because it's close. It's nearby. The same thing with Walmart, the same thing with Amazon. I don't freaking know what's going on behind those skulls. Behind the skulls. I don't know what's going behind. I don't know what skulls they have hiding behind their walls. But all I can tell you is that pretty much, I don't see it because it's behind the walls and I'm just there to get my crap, okay? You think I care? All I can say for any solution, just pray. That's it. Okay, I don't know. Pray for the gala. Pray for Target. I don't know what stuff these people hide in. I don't know. But who am I to say? Other than that, let's get into some, this is deep. I should have a segment talking about, Philippines most of the time here. This is not about Philippines, but it's about a Filipino. So there's this whole conflict, and yes, this is not a TikTok news here, about Cian. It's a channel called Lifeofcian, and he's the mukbang channel. He eats on camera. He reviews food. Those kind of videos, My favorite is Hungry for Munchies. I like him. So I was like, thank you too much. I also like, for, a long time, I do like, what's his name? I forget his name now. Light skin brah. Okay. That actually reviews food, but he's dead honest. He's dead at it, King Shrats for sure, one of my favorites. And also another one, a Filipino brother, a Kuya, Lifeofcian. Now, I want to say this. When it comes down to, Japanese culture, food, I don't understand why people defending or like, respect the culture and stuff. It's all because of that whole thing with Johnny Somali that basically ruined everything. Everything. But I feel like there's a deeper meaning. Now, Lifeofcian, I'm not on his side. I'm on no one's side. I'm not on Japan's side or his side, and definitely, not, I might. There's times where I might agree with Cian, depending on if I did try the food or not. It's not because he's Filipino and it's like, oh, Filipino rice and stuff like that, but it's because that there has to be some history for sure. But also, Japan is not good with flan. I don't know if you know this, but Japan is not a freaking Spanish country, damn it. The Philippines is. And in the Philippines, we love flan. And if you go to other places, other, Latino, cultures, like in Latin America, okay? You pretty much, if you know flan, they don't play around with their flan. We like flan, okay? Españole. But also, like it sometimes if it's bad, it's bad. And maybe he's giving his honest opinion. Maybe he shouldn't spit it out. It's kind of gross to look at and stuff. And he dissing the old man, and people felt for they feel for the old man, even though they don't know the old man making the freaking Japanese pudding or whatever they call it. The thing is that Japan has a history of making, like, for example, like they have a place that serves pasta, but it's not authentic Italian pasta. They always had like French food, but they never, like specifically French sweets, like croissants or, pompons or, just like, freaking sweets here and there, macaroons, all that stuff. But it's Japan. It's not France, okay? It was never a French colony in the first place. And when you go to Japan, there is an expected taste almost, and there is a required taste. And I could only know that from the Philippines of just like understanding the taste here and there. But, when it comes to Asian taste in general, the Eastern side, when it comes down to food, is very different from the West. It's very different. And since Philippines sort of have like a Western, view on food, and also, of course, seeing being from the USA, has like Western, Italian food is Italian, French is authentic, but it could be from, sort of like a style from Louisiana, something like that, or Haiti, or, you just got like, different cuisines, like mostly our Spanish stuff. Guarantee it's not going to be from Spain here in the US. So it's going to be from some Latin American country, or, like you don't think like when it comes down to a tortilla, like Spain has a tortilla, but it's very different from the Mexican tortilla, It's like, when it comes down to this, my freaking geography mindset just blows out. Because the whole time I'm thinking, while Cian was spitting out that freaking Japanese pudding, is that there is a history between Japan and the Philippines. And I will say this, I know some people are gonna bombard this and stuff like that. There's not a lot of Filipinos in Japan for a reason, okay? And I feel like, and this is just me, this is my opinion. I know some people that want to be professionals and want to be a walking Wikipedia, can actually support this on the comments. Go ahead, do your work. And that I want to say that, Japan and Philippines don't F with each other. We don't vibe with each other. Our cultures are different. All because we look alike, and all because I get mistaken for being Japanese, which is racist. It like you just don't care about my melanin. You don't care about like me, like in my fade and stuff. You don't care about me and my, just basically being a dark skinned Asian, okay? You don't see that. You don't see it. All you see, this Japanese kid, this is like, how? A Japanese person is not this dark. And it cannot be. And I know some Japanese folks that could be dark, and sometimes there's this illusion that they could be Blasian here and there. They might be, because a lot of Americans kind of like move to Japan, but also like they could actually, be Blasian, but also, it's hard to tell sometimes. They could be not. And they, for some reason, Japan or Japanese people, specifically like my age, would actually have this stylistic view of them. I always see it when it comes to women from Japan or something, or men from Japan. They're kind of like, it's slowly becoming very free with their style choice. Sometimes they be rocking with dreads, and I'm like, why are you rocking with dreads? You're Japanese. But also, they just be wearing like, blonde hair. And there's so many blonde Japanese, and it's like, that's not naturally blonde. But they're Japanese. They don't freaking I don't know what's the mindset there. I'm from the US. And I don't know what really goes on in like, in the in like that mindset, because I never been to that part of the world. I never been to Japan. So I wouldn't freaking know. I wouldn't understand why K-pop is as it is. I wouldn't understand why Japan is so freaking revolutionary in tech, and also in music, in animation, of course, and all that stuff. But the thing is, the only thing I really learned about Japan when living in the Philippines is that they screwed our country. They pretty much like sent like a, what is it? I call it like a Japanese Auschwitz into ours. But it's kind of like us, except instead of Jews, it's like Filipinos or the indigenous. And in that history, at least that I was told, has a bitter taste in my mouth now when I think about Japan. And when I think about, and the thing is that I guarantee, if I could be wrong, yeah, I know there's a lot of Asian countries that the Philippines get along with, maybe Indonesia, Malaysia, Southeast Asia all day, every day, Malaysian all week. But also when it comes down to China, China has always been kind of like history. I mean, Hong Kong for sure, but at the same time, there's certain aspects of China where we just don't get along. There's aspects, and the whole island invasion and stuff like that, I just never vibe with it when it comes down to between the Philippines and China. And also, Philippines has been protecting themselves. They gain military support from Europe and from the US because China is trying to take over our freaking islands, and you can't do that. And the same thing that goes with Vietnam. I mean, we probably like Vietnam. I mean, for sure, half of my family is Vietnamese, and we vibe. But at the same time, there was some history in the past. But there was clear history between Japanese and the Philippines. Despite us sharing a timeline, we still don't vibe with each other. We still, there's a part of us that is very, very separated from each other for sure. And it's not just the religious aspect and the people aspect and stuff like that. But we're just very like polar opposites of each other. In pretty much when it comes down to the history of what Japan has done to the Philippines in the past, which was cruel, and it was, I know Spain has done some stuff. I know, people say USA has done stuff. But when it comes to Japan and the Philippines, like, we still have scars from Japan just effing things up and down in the Philippines. And it's just like, there should be like, clear history of why we don't like them. And maybe that's coming from CN. And CN's a proud Filipino. Okay, a proud Filipino, but that happens to just, in pretty much, of course, this whole outlet of just like how Japanese is looked at and people don't care about it. We should be respectful of Japanese culture, but at the same time, we also, a lot of us are different people. A lot of us are dead ass honest. We tell you right now, we don't give a damn about your feelings. We're gonna tell you straight, okay, straight up on God, all right? But at the same time, we're also just, friendly. We in our own ways. And I don't know what's the upbringing behind seeing. Maybe as a Filipino American, grew up in the hood, like maybe I could understand for sure. More than I could ever, really understand. And this is not me defending for Cian, because I don't know him and he doesn't know me. But I will say there's a deeper meaning behind this. Or the food is actually so bad that he spit it out and he couldn't take it. Maybe he's tired of traveling. Maybe he just wants to go home or something. Because maybe for sure he's getting paid to do all this and he just had enough. And this is just his way of just, really showcasing that. But it is what it is. That's pretty much my 2 cents on this whole situation. Pray for the man. That's all I can say. Also pray for IShowSpeed. What the heck is going on with IShowSpeed? Since we talk about Celeste, IShowSpeed be going around in the Caribbean, and pretty much he'd be going on and also doing things and having fun. And that it's never one-on-one. It's always one again, with a million people that actually is meeting in the Caribbean. Rhymes, bars, boom, bada boom, bang. But also, it's like IShowSpeed collapsing. There's a part of me where it's no surprise, but also there's a part of me of like, what are you doing, IShowSpeed? I know IShowSpeed is young. When I was IShowSpeed's age, I was a bit crazy. I was like, yo, one convention, two conventions. Let's go for another. Let's go for more Let's Reads. Let's go for more gameplays. Let's do it. Let's go bananas. You know, I wasn't really like that. I probably was just, I don't know, on bed crying about my ex when I was iShowSpeed's age. That was a crazy time. But also at the same time, like, iShowSpeed needs to chill. He needs to chill. Bro, you're human. You can't go to like 6 countries in 2 days. You crazy? You crazy? Like, that's just like, that's on iShowSpeed. And him being like, I'm good, chat. No, you're not. Someone needs to be there and tell Speed, bro, sit down. Sit the frick down. You need to relax. You need to sleep. Like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like, you have limits. We're human. You think we are just like Superman or something? No, we're not. Like, just a simple sit down. You saw him, if you saw the video of iShowSpeed collapsing, bro was like literally like fading. Like, he was like, dizzy and like falling on the ground. He wants to sit on the ground, and there was a dirty ground. And I'm like, bro, take a seat, relax. I know there's a lot of fans that really, really, really wants to see iShowSpeed, but iShowSpeed is human. He's only one person. Bro needs to chill. He needs to sleep. Okay, take some rest. And you gotta be, and also people were saying like, prayers to iShowSpeed. Yes, prayers that his brain works and that he can actually make a freaking decision to just freaking sit the F down. Like, bro, what are you doing? I'll be so pissed if I was like iShowSpeed's friend. I would have to physically grab him. Like, bro, sit down. Just sit the frick down, man. You're freaking annoying me. Like, you're here, you're collapsing, and we're gonna take you to the hospital for what? All because you don't know how to take a damn break, iShowSpeed. Golly, dude. Like, yeah, it annoys me because I'm like, bro, all of this would fix if you would just relax. You're going on a vacation here and there. At the same time, it's not. It's more so that you're no different than like a freaking desk job or something like that is like hustling papers and running around the freaking financial sector. I don't know. Moving on. Let's get into some gaming. We about to bust out this energy. We keep it going. We are gonna keep it going. I don't care if the person has got to come or not. I don't know, actually. Yeah, Pokemon. X-Target. I don't care about Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest. Just ask my brother. Like, he loves Pokemon, and we're going to an event soon that has a lot of TCGs. Guarantee I'm not gonna get anything Pokemon related. I can tell you that much. But this one has to do with scalpers and the whole, Pokemon X Target collab. And yeah, they're doing the one item rule. You only get one item. That one item, that's all you need. That's all you need right now. And that's one item rule that needs to be implemented more. They got security. They're making sure like no scalpers is buying a whole pack. Because there was literally an incident. Not an incident, but I call it incident for the Pokemon fans. Pokemon fans, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to call it incident. I'm going to call it a freaking revelation. No, I'm kidding. But the incident is literally this, I don't know. It was this one kid. I can't see the dad because it didn't really show its face. That dad was so big. Like, it was bigger than me. Jeez Louise. Couldn't see your face up there, bro. But on the cameras, like, there had like a shopping cart full to the brim of almost all of the freaking Pokemon booster boxes and packs. And they freaking buy it all. And I know for a fact they're going to freaking sell that crap. They're going to sell that. They're going to sell that. And they're scalping. And this is the moment where, yes, the one item rule is very real. The thing is that I've been to Best Buy. And there was a long line. And I wasn't even there for any cards. I was actually there for stuff related to my new laptop. But also, I was about to buy stuff, but I couldn't because the line is so freaking long. And I'm like, what the hell is the line for? The person that was working there told me Pokemon. I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Of course. And people be looking at me like, oh, here's the thing why I'm not into Pokemon. Because I get stereotypes of looking at me, all because I'm some Asian dude with glasses. And people think I'm into Pokemon. Where the frick do you get that knowledge from? Racist? Huh? What else? You gotta look at me and be like, oh, chong chong chong, oh, chong chong chong. The frick out of here. Anyways, like I swear, I hate stereotypes like that. Oh, are you into anime? Who says I was into anime? Who? What? Because I'm freaking have glasses, huh? Huh? We stereotyping here in California where most Asians live. Are you just gonna? What's else? The freaking next Asian to me, huh? Is also gonna be called as like a weeaboo as well. Man, what sucks is that me going to Japan soon, people would automatically think I'm going there for like anime and games. Well, maybe I am, but not because I'm a weeaboo and I'm freaking like I don't understand that. I don't understand that. You gotta understand how I was back in the day, and thinking I'm not like about that freaking weeaboo life. Get the frick out of here. Anyways, like I literally talk about what Japan did to the Philippines, and I'm freaking staying on that because I stand with my peoples. On PS5. So the PS5 DRM situation is going bad. I actually watch Sacred Symbols and pretty much listen to their podcast. Of course, I don't watch. I just listen. And, Colin's, views of the whole DRM thing of PS5 is kind of interesting. And also you got a Colin from some Marine guy that happens to be a Mariner and playing his PS5 in the Marine subway. Like, okay, first off, bro, buy a Steam Deck. Also, buy something that is actually freaking portable. Okay? Almost all things I have right now is portable, except for my PS3. I have my Switch, my new laptop, my emulation stations. They're portable. I can literally like go on an airport and I would actually be okay in the airport when I have all these games with me. Actually, I wouldn't because I don't play games a lot on the airport. It gets me nauseous. I don't want that life. But also, like this whole PS5 DRM kind of shows you like it's going down. It's really going down. And it's like why did Sony make that decision? And Colin was saying something about it's all because of the piracy. And there's a part of me where I want to defend the pirates because there's a reason for that. But there's also a part of me like, yeah, he's right. Because stealing is wrong. And piracy is wrong. No matter how you look at it. And I'm like, damn, man, I have to agree with him. Because it's true. It's kind of like also the reason why, in my theory, of why there's a lot of live service games. Why these big gaming corporations like, oh, more live service. The reason why they're doing it is because people can't pirate their games. They're making it difficult for anybody pirating anything. But also, another thing, how the frick do you even pirate in the PS5 store? How do you do that? And what sucks is I wouldn't know because I don't have a PS5. And I don't think I'm ever getting a PS5 because of this BS. And it's like, yeah, that counts it out. I could give a couple of reasons here and there and theories, but I don't have a PS5, so whatever words I'm about to say is freaking water. But also, I mean, it just seems like, yeah, this whole like situation. I mean, I saw a review about it, and him saying that how it's getting worse and stuff like that. The thing is, yeah, is the pirates' fault because of piracy, because of that whole Ubisoft situation with the crew and stuff, and also the whole Stop Killing Games situation. There's this war going on in the gaming space that it's been going on for half a decade at this point, where, we have the rights to own our games. If I buy a PS5, and I spent a lot of money on it, for sure, because of how expensive it is with RAM prices, and the RAM prices is serious. And when people want to get their games, they don't want it freaking taken away. And there is this whole idea, I think either from Rich or from Colin, saying like, you're not paying for the game, you're not owning it, you're just paying for a subscription of it. And the idea of that sucks. It really does. People have the rights to own their games. And that's why this whole piracy thing, like, it makes sense why people stand behind it. It makes sense why I am sometimes for it. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be honest. But at the same time, it's wrong. But also, you can't blame the world we live in right now. And especially in the gaming space that we live in. For many gamers out there, I want many people to experience games. But a lot of times, I really can't imagine a future where you have to have piracy to actually be a gamer. Because those two are not supposed to mix. In the good old days when you own a game and you don't have to worry about online to get in. And that's the thing about the DRM. You need to actually access online. And some of us can't. Some of us have freaking lives, real lives, responsibilities, family, jobs, survival, the works. And you think we could just log online? Some of us just straight up don't want to log online. And to the people that staying away from the online world itself, even though sometimes the online is important, good. Because maybe in their mental space, it's better. Because it's really crazy out there online. It's just like, I kind of like stopped doing YouTube because I never want to be chronically online. It's just not healthy. It's not good mentally. It's like there's a better world out there, you know? And I don't think you need a phone in front of your face to actually see that. But here I am having a phone on my face because I'm doing a podcast. Moving on. Yeah, GameStop is buying eBay. I don't really want to talk much about this. Yeah, do you, eBay? Do you, boo-boo? I mean, GameStop. Yeah, GameStop buying eBay. It kind of sucks in many ways. Like, I thought it was the other way around. But also, GameStop, I feel like they're about to lose a lot of money if they're getting stuff from eBay. But it shows you that they're still in business. And they're probably going to be a big deal. I mean, GameStop, if you're buying things from eBay, get rid of the whole freaking betting option. Can I confess something? I have never bought anything from eBay before. Never. I never liked the whole betting process. Just don't like that. Moving on. But Star Fox Direct happened. Fox McCloud doesn't look right, if I gotta be honest. Yeah, I just don't like the design for Fox McCloud. What the frick is that? But out of nowhere, for all the Star Fox fans, they're eating. They're eating good. It just came out of nowhere. I'm like, where the frick did this, like, what? A Star Fox Direct? Oh, this is for the fans. This is for the fans. I mean, I thought there was going to be another Direct for something. I wish that Fox McCloud was like, was actually the same one from the movie. Like, that's a more attractive looking Fox McCloud. But what we got is, I don't like this new one. I don't like it. Star Fox Direct, leaves me there. Like, Nintendo's not doing any better. They're just sucking. They love sucking, do they? Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. One love and peace. God bless.